Alright, we've still got one more location we can visit in the Royal Palace.
The Hall of Coronation. When the time of succession came, this is where the next king or queen of the Ura was crowned. The responsibility handed from generation to generation. While Ahriman controls this place, he holds not just the present, but the past and the future in his hands.
I mean, even if only semantically, that does make sense. That's really where all of the rulers of this land were crowned.
Here we go.
So last time we learned that Elika's mother really did hold things together, pretty much. It really is a big deal for one woman to have held what was left of this civilization together. She must have been a very special person. And based on what we know about her, maybe Elika takes after her. It does seem like Elika's trying to hold things together, even when there's not that much left to hold together. Though I guess this is still much better than letting the world end. Presumably Ahriman would allow both Elika and her father protection. Otherwise, why would Elika's father have done this? Maybe that was the deal he made. I don't know, something still seems off about that. You figure he would offer them protection just for awakening him at all. A deal wouldn't really need to be made for that, would it? But it's not like Ahriman cares about hurting Elika right now. I mean, he's sending his forces after us with no problem. I'm sure Elika's father isn't too happy about that either. Yeah, he's in a really bad position now that I think about it. Literally everything he loves is kind of crumbling away. We still don't know exactly what the reason he triggered the apocalypse or made the deal with Ahriman is. Like, we can assume he's not stupid. He had to have some good reason. On another note, I think we can start to see exactly why the Concubine wanted the royal palace. She seems to like manipulating people. And what better place is there to manipulate people from? She might like to mess with people just as much as the alchemist, just in a different way. It's easy to understand why the prince wants to get rid of her as quickly as possible. There strangely isn't a lot of dialogue between the prince and Elika in this particular level. It's kind of sparse.
It looks clear. Ready to be ambushed? Hey, are you alright?
Yes. If we can make the jump to that plate, that will lead us over.
If you listen carefully, you can hear what sound like the echoes of damned souls. It's really creepy. They never mention it, and it only happens in the Royal Palace levels. We do know that the Concubine is capable of generating illusions, so maybe those noises are just illusions to unsettle the Prince and Elika. I mean, the illusions of hers we've seen so far have been physical, but that doesn't mean we should rule out, like, auditory hallucination.
The last of the Ura. Their queen comes to die in the Hall of Coronation. It's almost a waste of the irony for it to fall on such a humorless people.
You're probably noticing a theme with the Concubine's attacks here.
And I shall take her place, Queen of the Ura, from light to darkness. And you, my brave man, me as queen, what of you?
This is now an achievement run.
From courtesan to queen, my parents would be so proud. In pain, princess. I can end your suffering as I seek to end mine.
It's hard to imagine what kind of suffering she could be talking about unless she meant the suffering of being trapped. Maybe she can't leave or do anything else while Ahriman is still trapped. That would make sense. Obviously, don't slide into the walls here, because they are made of corruption. It is possible to wall run right there, but I find it rather difficult. Thankfully, you can get back up easily. We're kind of far away from Elika. The Concubine was probably trying to lead us away from her. It's obviously working.
Not know the pain I suffered to get here, the things I would do to remain.
Elika! Let's get out of here.
The Concubine keeps trying to separate Elika from the Prince. She might be trying to drive a wedge between them. Both emotionally and physically, because when someone is physically distant, they are also emotionally distant.
Oh no, now you're down there. You're not coming out.
Look out!
These corrupted wasps are not really a threat. We have to stand still for a very, very long time for them to do anything to us. You could say it artificially increases the pacing, but it does increase the pacing regardless. I wonder how much the Prince has thought about the things the Concubine has said. I mean, he probably tries not to think about them, but sometimes your mind gravitates toward things you don't want it to.
Leave this place while you still can.
Can we leave? I don't think that's ever come up. Can we leave, or are we trapped here? Getting some mixed messages from the Concubine. And if we could leave, would the Prince want to? I don't think so. Maybe Armin really would spare Elika if she stopped attacking. I guess there's no way to know because we're not going to stop. The Prince certainly isn't going to leave Elika to this by herself. He did leave Elika for a moment there to chase the Concubine, but I think that was more instinctual. There may have been doubts at first about whether he wanted to leave, but we know he has a sense of morality.
She's gonna get me.
Here's one of the Concubine's attacks. She reverses our controls. It's very easy to adjust to, though. Especially since the buttons we press to attack don't change any.
She's infected you deep. So deep you don't even know your own mind.
I'm sorry.
She's very convincing. Anyone would have fallen for her act.
Definitely making progress. Those things she said on us.
We will have to face them again. The Concubine, too.